Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Stack,
My name Grounded.
the world's greatest pocket watchers.
Welcome back to another video.
And today I do have a few topics for you guys. Of course, I'm going to get into what the title is about.
Before we get into the topic today, we're going to get into a few other topics. We're going to talk about Antonio Brown's recent murder charge and arrest. The next topic will be about Trump canceling EBT. And of course, the last story, which is going to go into different policies regarding social media.
We have a good one for you guys today, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. First topic today, we're going to talk about Antonio Brown. He was recently arrested for a murder charge. This stems from an incident back in May 17th at Adin Ross's Brand Risk boxing event. Now, Antonio Brown is actually a familiar face on the channel because we recently spoke about him. In the last video about Antonio Brown, we talked about how much he owes to debtors and how much he has made during his time in the NFL. So unfortunately, at Adin Ross's Brand Risk event, Brown was involved in an altercation. The victim claimed that an altercation took place. Then Brown took a gun from a security officer and fired 2 shots at the victim. Thank the heavens that no deaths or injuries were involved in the situation. We're gonna play just a little bit of it right now.
AB tweeted on X on May 17th after the situation happened. He said, regarding the boxing event that happened last night, I was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me. Contrary to some video circulating, police temporarily detained me until they received my side of the story and then released me. So after that altercation took place, Brown took a trip to Dubai. Once the authorities got the case together, they issued a warrant for his arrest in June. The authorities got a hold of Brown and arrested him in regards to the case. He was recently released on a $25,000 bond with the ankle monitor.
For the most part, a lot of us know the history of Antonio Brown and how his struggles in recent years may possibly be a symptom of CTE. All I can say is that I hope Brown can get help and return back to the former glory that he once had. That's all I have for this story. The next story we're going to go into is the whole President Trump SNAP benefits EBT debacle.
What we're going to do is give you a brief outline of the situation. This situation started with President Trump stating that because of the government shutdown that he will stop EBT. If you haven't been living under a rock, the US government has been shut down for 43 days. It all started because the government failed to pass a spending bill by the deadline, which was a result of political disagreements between the Republicans and Democrats over funding priorities. One of the main points of this is that the Democratic Party demanded to extend expiring Affordable Care Act premium subsidies.
The good news is that the government is now out of being shut down, so the Trump administration is planning on continuing SNAP benefits. The public was extremely close to seeing a nightmare situation take place, but thankfully the government is back up and running.
No matter what side of the political aisle that you're on, there's nobody I know that is okay with going hungry for the holidays.
I mean, let me ask the audience.
It was terrible timing for it all.
You know what? It's a good thing that the situation didn't even have to go that far.
You right.
On to the last story, we're going to be talking about social media. Social media is now engraved into this generation and is now more complex than ever. With it becoming so prominent, lawmakers have now tried to do different things like minimize its impact on the youth. For example, in Denmark, and please forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly, the Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, said in a parliament meeting called the Folketing that online platforms are stealing our children's childhood, and that Denmark will now move to ban social media for children under the age of 15. I tried to research where she actually said it, but it was an hour-long video, and I decided that I will not be finding that video.
The details is pretty much that if you're under 15, you are not allowed to have social media, and social media will now have a age verification system for the typical social media that we use every day, like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
Now, there is one exception to the rule. 13-year-olds can have access only after taking an assessment, so they can get it a little bit earlier. It's kind of like a driver's license permit. This move is honestly a really smart one in my opinion. This technology is so far advanced from how much our brains have evolved. It's like a butterfly knowing what to do with a Raspberry Pi.
Here's a phone. Call somebody who cares.
Sure, we can handle the main grasp of it, but its effect on behaviors, especially to young minds over the long term, has not been studied yet. We are still so early into this technology.
I agree. I can't have my little jits on social media. Not too early. Now, on the other side of the sea, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson proposed a social media tax for 50 cents per active user.
In more detail, the 50 cents per active user is charged to the platform and not the person on it. He said that the tax would not charge for the first 100,000 users. I'm just gonna shut that down right now. I think that it's a good attempt, but it's too early for adoption. The reason I say that is because the social media platforms can easily start charging the consumer if that happens.
Once they put the cost on the consumer, we are all doomed.
There really aren't any consumer protections against social media not being free to use.
We are already being fleeced to chainless necks and Nike slides. Next, we'll be taxed to watch the NBA. Wait.
And it's the first 100,000 users not being charged. It really doesn't do anything. TikTok has 1.99 billion people on it every month. Instagram has 3 billion active users. It's just the first 100,000 users that aren't being taxed. The government will charge 50 cents on over 1 to 3 billion users. It still equals out to $1 to $2 billion. So these platforms being taxed for billions of dollars can take that lid of blame and put it on consumers no problem. The first 100,000 users is just way too small. Right idea, poor execution.
That is all we have for you wonderful people today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment and let me know what truly resonated with you.
Also, we're uploading a new video every Sunday. It is no specific time that we're gonna drop. Just know that it will be sometime in the evening Central Time after 2 o'clock. Once again, I appreciate y'all sticking with us, the world's greatest pocket watchers. I'm Stack.
I'm Grounded.
Let's build.